Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a new Cyber Dragon video for you guys today. So I had done a video on Canine Cyber Dragon as well as messed with it a little bit on stream, and I gotta tell you, I did not nearly explore this deck enough. Thanks to some of the viewers, they've shared some of their combo ideas with me and helped me come up with the direction we want to take this deck. Now, again, this is not a build. This is me throwing things together, trying to figure out exactly what we want out of this deck. So, I've got to say, one of the things I loved about the new Cyber Dragon support is that it gave us, it doubled our number of starters. Even though beforehand, Core wasn't really the greatest starter. It was a one card OTK, but not really much else from there. But now, with Worm and a little bit Jormungandr, we have 12 starters. Throwing in the K9 stuff, I was a little bit struggling to see, especially from the Cyber Dark side, where we would go with the K9 stuff. And after, I don't know, 2 hours of just spamming combos, I think I finally got our Cyber Dragon line and our Cyber Dark line. Though the Cyber Dark line isn't as strong as the Cyber Dragon line, starting off with Core Emergency, but we do still end up on a pretty solid board. So I'm gonna show you guys the two combos going forward, talk a little bit about it, and yeah. So if you guys enjoy the content, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's look at the new K9 Cyber Dragon combos. All right, guys, so here's the Cyber Dragon line. So real quick, just a small segue. I think in the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh, like one card combos are really important. I heard a funny phrase on other Yu-Gi-Tuber videos talking about YouTube combos where, you know, you put one card in your hand and you do the whole combo, but you know, if you open up with any of the pieces of the combo kind of falls apart. You see a lot of that with like heroes, which is unfortunate. And I get it. Thankfully, in most cases with the Cyber Dragon combos, we don't really have cards like that where if we open it we just can't play. The only one that's difficult is Power Bond, and the Cyber Dragon line thankfully can play with opening Power Bond. The Cyber Dark line, if you only have one starter and already have Power Bond, unfortunately there's no way to play that. It kind of sucks. It's the only combination of cards where it's just like, damn. Anyway, so Core for Realm, Realm for Chimera. Now we're gonna link into Clockwork Knight. This is still our, you know, our basic Cyber Dragon stuff. Nothing crazy. Clockwork Knight. Now Chimera, ditching Clockwork Knight. Grab Power Bond. Alright, this is where things start getting a little different. So now we're going to go into Cleafort Genius. I have not used Cleafort Genius in any of my Cyber Dragon decks up to this point. I always thought he was just a little too difficult to trigger, having to summon two monsters at the same time. Alright, now we're going to go Worm. Now normally I would send Hertz here to get Cyber Dragon to hand. You can do that and still get majority of this combo, but we're going to make one small change to actually strengthen our end board. So we're going to send Quartergrave. Summon Worm. Worm's going to ask our spell. Now this spell is actually important now because that's our discard fodder. So we're going to do Clockwork Knight, send Realm, grab Therion King. All good things. Power Bond. Power Bond for Rampage. We're going to fuse the two cores from the grave. And now we do Rampage Dragon. Now we're going to send Hertz to get OG Cyber Dragon. And we also, I know Union Driver's in here. We don't need Union Driver for this combo. The reason I kept them in the deck is because it actually helps with the Cyber Dark line, which I'll show you guys in a minute. But then Hertz grabs us OG Cyber Dragon. And now we're going to go into our K9 stuff. As a matter of fact, before we even go into our K9 stuff, we're going to do this. Now, we have access to Union Driver. We do not need it. I will say we can very easily play Paradise Smasher if you want to, but this engine does already eat up a lot of extra deck space, so that's a choice you would have to make. Regardless, now we go into our K9 stuff. So we're going to overlay. And we're going to activate Ripper. Detaching, Ripper searches any K9 card. We're going to grab Joe Cool. with all the level 5s that we have in the deck, Yugioh is really, really useful. So now Yugioh lets us reveal itself in another level 5 and special summon them at the same time, but they can't be used for the XYZ of a light monster, which does suck, but we're fine. Because we summon 2 monsters at the same time to cleave for Genius's arrows, we have to search a level 5 machine. So we're gonna grab Diesel Blaster. Cool. Now we're gonna link, since we can't make a light XYZ. We're gonna, now we're gonna use Yugioh's effect. So Yugioh has another effect. Once per turn, we can add a non-aqua canine monster. So we're gonna grab Lantern. The reason we're grabbing Lantern is because it's our extender. Now we're gonna link into IP Masquerena, which, you know, we never really use IP Masquerena in the Cyber Dragon combo, so that's cool. And now we're gonna use Lantern. That's also part of the reason we wanted to link away Yugioh, because Lantern summons itself and a canine monster from the grave. But again, we can't use them for a light XYZ. Which is funny because canine has a light XYZ, so that's a little weird. Anyway, we use Lantern's effect. Lantern's effect gets us a canine spell, so we're gonna grab EX Force Liberation. This basically allows us to quick XYZ on our opponent's turn. And then we're going to use Quinry. So this is a card I didn't want to depend on, but we kind of need it because of the locks that K9 have. So boom, boom, overlay. This allows us to special summon a level 5 from the grave. So we're going to bring back Cyber Dragon because we need our level 5 machines. Bang. And then we need, obviously our board's full. We need to clear out a spot for Diesel Blaster. So we're going to go into Sprint, getting rid of these 2, which it is also another interruption. And then we're also going to use Sprint effect to send a level 2 monster from deck to grave. We're going to send our last core. And then lastly, we special summon Diesel Blaster. Overlay into Nova. Nova effects. We're actually going to bring back Hertz. So remember I was talking about sending Hertz the way we did to increase the strength of our end board? Because this is our end board. It's because we have IP Masquerena now. Now by having Hertz as a material, we don't interrupt any of our other interruptions. And when we send Hertz, we'll be able to add core back from grave to hand. Oh yeah, and then we set this, of course. This is our end board. Now looking at this, we have a monster negate for in hand or graveyard. We have 2 Omni negates. We have IP Masquerena's quick link into SP Little Knights, so that's an interruption. SP Little Knights banish when our opponent activates an effect. That's 2 interruptions. And then Sprint, for anybody that doesn't know what Sprint does, because I didn't know what it does, is if another monster special summon this card's on the field, you can attach 1 material from any XYZ monster I control to return that card to the hand. That's wild. And then of course we can EX Force Liberation after we use Ripper to go into Werewolf, which Werewolf's effect is when your opponent activates a card effect, quick effect, detach a material from it. You can either, if it's your turn, you can banish one card your opponent controls. If it's your opponent's turn, you get to look at their hand and banish a card from it. So yeah, that's a lot of interruptions, and that doesn't touch the other 4 cards in our starting hand. So this is the full Cyber Dragon side of the combo. So now we're going to switch over to the Cyber Dark line. All right, so first disclaimer, the Cyber Dark line is not nearly as strong of an end board, but it's decent. It's better than having absolutely nothing at all. So start off the same way our other Cyber Dark combo starts, going for Realm. Now we link into Clockwork effect along with Chimera's effect to get Worm and Clockwork Knight. Now Worm effects, dump core. Remember, you don't want to dump Hertz. We need Hertz for part of the combo. And then of course we're going to add our Cyber Speller Trap. Chimera's effects, dumping Clockwork, grab Power Bond. Clockwork Knight effects, Dumping Realm, grab Regulus, and then we go into the rest of our fusion line. So now we send Core and Hertz. That is going to let us grab Core, which will be our normal summon for turns since we haven't normal summoned yet. Which will grab us Cyberload Fusion. All right, now from here, this is the part where I kind of get a little stuck because I haven't decided what's the better option here. I guess, like, we can keep the level 2. We'll do it like that. We'll try to. Because you could basically either end on SP Little Knight or you can end on Sprint, but you can't end on both. Because we either need to banish the Hertz out of Grave, or we need to use the core that's on our board to make the second Rampage. So for now, we're just going to go with SP Little Knight because that's what I'm used to making. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the core on the board. So we are still going to make SP Little Knight. We're just going to do it a little different. So we're going to get rid of these two. We'll use this one's effects. We're going to dump Cyber Dragon and Union Driver. Now we're going to go into SP Little Knight. We don't need to use the banish. The banish was literally just to keep the body on board if we needed it. But now we can go into Nova. Nova effect to detach. You guys can probably see where I'm going now. Keeping it basic. And then Regulus for Union Driver. Which gets us another set of level 5s. Now we do skip all of the hoops that we can normally jump through, but we'll just go on to Ripper, and then Ripper effect to grab the quick play spell. Not as powerful of a board. Obviously, this one still I mean, it's still 5 interruptions, but not nearly as powerful as the last board, which was IP, Sprint, Ripper, Werewolf, Infinity, Therion King. What was that? 6 interruptions? 7 interruptions? Regardless, it's just the fact that we do still have a way to play if we have to start from the Cyber Dark line. And this was something I just came up with off the cuff. I haven't even, I wouldn't even say this is anywhere near fully refined. But I just wanted to give you guys a good starting point. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Just a little something short just to show off the combos that we've been working on. That, like I said, that first combo I can't take full credit for. That was one of my viewers, so shout out to him. Sword, he's been goated since he started viewing the channel. He's actually the same person who came up with the Master Duel combo that I showed in my last Master Duel video, showing that Cyber Dragons can have a little synchro spice. But then he came up with that first K9 combo. The second one, the Cyber Dark stuff, that was all me. But again, that's nothing too crazy. That was just Cyber Dark line ending with Ripper and the quick play spell, which does give us 1 extra interruption as opposed to what we had originally. Guys, my next Yu-Gi-Oh live stream is going to be Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would love to have you guys all come by. I'm going to keep on working on this deck. If this is going to be the best version of Cyber Dragon, and if this is what we're all going to play, this is what I'm going to play, I want to refine it into the ground. I want it exactly where I would want it. And that means I gotta put a little bit of Zaffical spice on it. But I would also love to bounce ideas off you guys. So come by the live stream so we can work on this, because this is specifically what we're gonna be working on this week's live stream. If you guys want to check me out on social media, those links are down below. That's going to be it from me. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Again, give me your ideas. Later.
See it in my eyes, I was born for this. I got demons on my side, you ain't high like this. I got reason to believe, I don't need it from my gifts. Only I can change the world and it go like this.